welcome back to Jelly Bean's channel. This is Jelly Bean. He is the true star of the show. Let's give him his 20 seconds of fame. Woo woo, I'm a famous dog. See, he even sings. Okay, ready? You can go now. Okay. The truth is that this is my channel. You're watching Alita in the Books. Thank you. Thank you very much. We are, hopefully, going to be filming my November TBR. And I am very aware that this won't come up till between the 5th and the 7th of November, so I completely apologize. But in my defense, the first November TBR that I filmed, I posted and then found out somehow the video got corrupt or something when it exported to YouTube. I've had this problem before. And after the first 7 minutes of the video, black. Can't see anything, and that disappointed me. So then I refilmed it just the other day, and there was something on my camera lens, so it was smudgy and kind of hazy looking, according to my husband, and I didn't like the quality, so here we are for take 3 of this. If this one doesn't work, then I'm just not doing a November TBR. We're just changing the setup of the way that we're filming this. So I have 2 challenges here. I know there are 4 pieces of paper, but there are only 2 challenges here. The first one is the Fall into Reading challenge, which I posted a TBR video. I will link it right here for you to go check out. But I have done all of the small boards, so we're just going to do, there's a board with 15, 2, 4, 6, 8, 6, 12, 18. Okay, so there's 24 or 15. We are just doing the small board this year. We're going to do the 15. Last year, I was crazy and did all 24 prompts. Next year, I'm probably going to go back to trying 24. But this year, with everything on my plate, we are just doing the 15 prompts. As if 15 isn't a lot. 2 left. So I have a classic and a mystery. So I'm not a huge classics reader. But for classic, I'm picking a very short one that I'm actually very interested in. I'm going to pick Animal Farm by George Orwell. This is a dystopian in which animals take over and start treating humans the way that we treat animals. The other one is Mystery, Gone Too Far by Natalie D. Richards, which is the only Natalie D. Richards book that I own that I haven't read. Spoiler alert, all the other books that I own by this author are 5 stars, so I have no idea why I'm not reading this right now. I was perusing the book universe, the book world, the Booktubers. I don't know if that's a real thing. I'm sure it is, because Booktube is a real thing, so Booktubers, it's book and internet. Okay, fine. I thought it was funny. I'm a member of the site called Bookish First, which is the site where you can read the first look on different books that they have on their website, and then you can review that and you can win finished copies of that book. I have won once, and then I have used points from doing the reviews to earn a book before. So they have this challenge for November. They might have a challenge every single month. I have never really paid attention. If they do, then this might be how I start picking my TBRs. Book bingo! So there are 25 prompts on here. I almost picked 25 books, but I picked 19 instead, which is still a lot for 1 month. Prompt number 1 is a 4-word title. For this one, I am picking an ebook. It's called The Girl Who Lived, and it is for a super secret project that I am doing with another booktuber. So stick around and subscribe and like this video. But seriously, if you want to see that video, subscribe so you don't miss it. Then there's a character that has red hair, and for that one, I'm picking My Lovely Wife by Samantha Downing. Look it in the, well, right here she has red hair, and in the knife, her reflection shows red hair. She's a serial killer! So all I know about this book is that I'm pretty sure it's a thriller. It might be a horror thriller, that wouldn't surprise me at all. But it's about this woman who likes to murder people, and to keep her marriage spicy with her husband, they go out and murder people together. What spices up a marriage better than murder? Probably nothing. Is an anthology, and this one was kind of easy because I don't have a lot of anthologies. I've kind of learned this year that I don't think anthologies are my type of thing. I'm the person that wants to love anthologies, but they just never come together for me. So if I'm going to like an anthology, it's going to be this one. And if I don't like this one, they're just not for me. So this is 13 Tales of Villainy, Because You Love to Hate Me. So there are 13 different authors with 13 different booktubers who created these short stories about some of our favorite villains. Okay, the next book is an audiobook. It explores mental health, and it is We Are Okay by Nina LaCour. I have no idea what this book is about. I'm trying to go in very, very blind, but it was on a list of mental health rep books on Goodreads. Not sure how accurate it is, but I'm keeping it for that prompt because it's a book I have to read for another challenge that me and a different booktuber are doing. So, like I said, subscribe if you don't want to miss it. The next one is a book left over from your October TBR. So, of course, I picked the longest book that was on my October TBR that I didn't even start. And that is Pretty Girls by Karen Slaughter. It is a thriller, and Karen Slaughter is dark and horrific, and that's why your girl loves her. A historical fiction set outside of Europe, because all the historical fictions take place in Europe. So I found one that takes place in New York during the AIDS epidemic. So this is Tell the Wolves I'm Home by Rifka Burnett. This was on my 30 before 30 list, and I only picked it because Amanda suggested it. I wasn't really interested in it, but you know what? I conquered this book. And stick around for my wrap up for my thoughts. bought from an indie bookstore, so I wasn't really sure what I wanted for this one. And to be quite honest, I wasn't sure which of the bookstores around me are considered indie bookstores, but I was researching with my friend Google, and Google says that the main bookstore I go to all the time is considered an indie bookstore. So I'm going with it. And I got Heroine by Mindy McGinnis from my local bookstore. And this is about this girl who's in high school who also struggles with addiction to heroin. And I'm sure this is gonna break my heart into pieces as I smile. In another ebook, it has an indigenous main characters. I'm picking After the Lights Have Gone Off, so I'm picking an indigenous author. So I kind of tweaked it a little bit, but After the Lights Go Off, I don't think that's it. After the Lights Have Gone Off is it Stephen Graham Jones's short story collection. It's a horror book, and I just want to try some of his shorter reads because I feel like his bigger novels I tend to not love. I feel like he either takes me out of the story by doing something weird with the writing, or I just feel very disconnected to the main characters, and I just feel like he tries to do too much in his long novels. But I've read one of his shorter novels, which was amazing. That one gave me nightmares, and it was only 200 pages, something like that. So I kind of want to see what he does with his shorter work. This one I completely tweaked the prompt. So the prompt is a book that includes a recipe. So okay, here, I will just tell you. I'm picking The Midnight Gang by David Williams, which is about these kids that are in the hospital and they go on these fantasy adventures together. So I'm counting this because I'm sure that this adventure middle grade is going to have a recipe for fun. I don't know if there's any food in this book or mentions of food in this book, but I'm counting it. Recipe for fun. Featured on Bookish First, because this is the Bookish First challenge. And that is the book that I earned over 1,000 points, and then I cashed in my points for a book. And I cashed them in for Bad Girls Never Say Die by Jennifer Matthewy. This is an Outsiders retelling, but with all female cast members, characters. Published in November, which is an audiobook. This is Our Story by Ashley Alston. So this is a boarding school type of story, which is one of my favorite things ever. But 5 boys go into the forest to go hunting, 4 come back. It sounds like a riddle, but really it's a dark mystery, and I'm all for it. So I skipped the next prompt, which is second in a series. The only second in a series that I want to read is The Monarchs by Cass Morgan and Danielle Page, but it hasn't come out yet. Then I have a free space. An author I'm thankful for So for this one, I'm going to pick a book by Natalie D. Richards, Gone Too Far. For a brown cover, I actually picked two that it could be. So for brown cover, I picked Lock and Key or Rebel Rose. Rebel Rose is a Beauty and the Beast retelling, kind of. It takes place after the happily ever after of Beauty breaking the curse for Beast and what really happened in that happily ever after. And Beauty and the Beast is my favorite fairy tale ever. I think it's because I want to be Belle. Like, no joke. I think that might be my deepest, darkest secret, so I'm trusting you with my soul. Do not tell anyone. The other one is one that I'm actually like halfway through, and you would think, this is the graphic novel. It would be really easy to get through the other half of this in 1 month, and kind of it would be. That might be the easy choice, but kind of not, because this is very dark and very graphic and gory, and it makes me nauseated looking at the pictures of this graphic novel. A book that starts with H. For that one, I'm picking Hairpin Bridge by Taylor Adams. This book has been getting very, very mixed reviews, and I kind of just want to know what side I fall under. Do I love it or do I hate it? I have heard that if you loved his last book, No Exit, that you will hate this one. I loved No Exit. It's one of my favorite thrillers of all time. One of them. And this one I think deals with such things as like suicide and investigating a suicide that happened. So I don't take that kind of thing lightly. I'm going into this very hesitant because I've heard that the representation of mental health is not portrayed very well in this book. So I'll let you know if you even have to read this or if you can just pass. A character or author that shares your name. Okay, my name is Alita, and I can't think of a single book or author that has my name. Thank you, Mom and Dad. I kinda had to tweak this prompt too. So, back a long time ago, people used to call me Allie, and there are still a select few people that I talk to that still call me Allie. So, for the sake of this challenge, I'm going to stick with Allie. And this is Something Happened to Allie Greenleaf by Haley Krishker. This is a young adult, hard-hitting contemporary about this girl named Allie Greenleaf who gets raped at a party. And this is the aftermath of all of that. So, trigger warnings for that kind of thing. On the last row. Woo. I almost skipped this next prompt, but again, I'm tweaking the prompts for my liking, because why the heck not? So for food on the cover, I'm picking Bliss by Lauren Miracle. I know what you're thinking. There's no food on the cover. But you see this right here? That is blood. There are words written in blood. There's lots of blood splatter on the back. Vampires eat blood. Or I guess drink blood. But I'm counting it. Because for someone like vampires, blood is a food. And again, this is like a young adult horror novel. I think it takes place at a boarding school, and there's some kind of like secret society, and I'm not excited for this at all. Book by a Mexican or Mexican-American author. For that, I'm picking Mexican Gothic. I'm finally joining the bandwagon on Mexican Gothic by Sylvia, Marino, Garcia. This is a horror novel. I guess I'm in some kind of mood. But this follows this girl who gets a gets a call from her cousin that says, "I'm in danger, my new husband is trying to kill me." So of course, she goes to her cousin's house in Mexico to try to save her cousin, and when she gets there, she gets a letter. She gets a letter.
Well, now he stopped. He heard you stop talking. He gave you a lift on.
Jerk.
What's up with this, huh?
But she gets a letter from her cousin when she gets there that says, "Oh, I'm sorry, my husband's awesome. He doesn't do any of that. And, yeah, I want to know more." Then there's, I skipped last in a series, because I don't have the last in a series that I want to read. Then there's Title That Begins with an N, and this one I am terrified of. This one I'm so scared of. It's 9 Perfect Strangers by Leanne Morarty. I guess that this is now a TV show on Hulu, maybe? I don't know. I don't keep up with that stuff. But I am of the unpopular opinion that Big Little Lies by Leanne Moriarty was not good. I did not like her writing style, so I don't know why I picked up another book by this author. And my prediction is that it's going to be a DNF for me. But some kind of small town mystery vibes. I'm pretty sure it's like an isolated mystery or an isolated thriller in which these people go on this some kind of health retreat. There's 9 of them. And they start dying one by one. Which brings me to my last book for this TBR, which is set during a holiday. I kind of tweaked that too and did One by One by Ruth Ware. It's a business holiday. They go and have this vacation, and I've already read this book, and yeah, let's not say anything else. Ruth Ware is not the author for me. I've liked one of her books. I'm going to say that. I loved one of her books, but it wasn't written as a book. It was written as a letter, and I really enjoyed that, but I do not like any of her other books. I don't think I'm going to read any more Ruth Ware, but we'll talk about that one later too. So, thank you so much if you made it all the way to the end of this video. Don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. We recently hit 100 subscribers. So it says Alita in the books. Thank you, 100 subscribers. And then there's balloons, because I went to 3 different stores looking for balloons, and they were all sold out. So that made me very, very sad, but then my husband made me this, and then I laminated it, and we're going to put it right here for a while. But I am very happy that we got, I think right now we actually have 101 subscribers, so shout out to you. Thank you so much for supporting this channel and subscribing and liking all my videos. Don't forget to talk to me in the comments below. I love answering all of your comments and talking to you. So, wish me luck on my ambitious November TBR.